Hey IJ, how are you doing tonight? You feel really good these days, complete transformation. I love that for you. I'm doing good. We're just going through transformations ourselves over here. We're doing some home improvements over the next couple of weeks. We've just been really busy. I feel like I've had something to do every single day, and our calendar just keeps filling up. Okie dokie. Let me know whenever you're ready. Cool. Okay, sounds good. Let me know when you're ready to get started. Oh, did you see that? It says Knox without a K over there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, BOGO 1. You feel like these days she has been taking small steps to keep you updated on her life and what she's been up to. How does she feel about that? I pushed the dehumidifier like pretty much up against the door on the inside.
Mhm.
So if they do happen to push the door, it'll like stop them from going in. But I can keep an eye on it too since I can see from here. I feel like she feels a little more clear, like she's kind of stepping out of that place of indecision and overthinking your connection. I think that for a long time, she kind of overanalyzed things quite a bit. And I do think that it may have been on a subconscious level, but she was keeping you at a distance. She was not allowing herself to fully indulge in this connection. And I feel like where she's at right now is more of a clear headspace. It's not so much over analyzing, overthinking, indecision. It's more just kind of following her impulses right now. So she might feel a little more inclined to be impulsive, to reach out to you, to, give you signs and signals throughout the week that you are a thought of hers and being more obvious about it. Um, I have the relationships card, and she's talking about how she's attracted to you because you serve her higher good, that she knows that you would add value to her life and you're not going to detract from it. You are only going to make things better. And I do think that that is a missing piece for a lot of people, if we can speak generally. I think that a lot of people focus on the feelings before they focus on the value. And that's how we get stuck in relationships that are not the best for us. So, from her perspective, it's like she's been trying to avoid that and maybe even almost overcorrecting a little bit because she doesn't want that. And I think with you, it's like, you know what? He's been consistent. He has shown up. He has supported me. There is an attraction here. And why the hell not? Because, I've been so focused on like avoiding people who aren't adding to my life that it's almost like I've kind of run and hid. And maybe she's trying to come back to center. She's trying to rebalance this perspective a little bit. I think she has / had gotten very comfortable being single, like doing her own thing, living her own life. But I think at some point you hit a moment where you're like, okay, that definitely served me. However, I'm ready for a companion. I'm ready for a connection with someone. And I feel like I know who I am now. And so the more confident and comfortable she is with knowing who she is, I think the closer and closer you guys are going to get to one another, because I think that she possesses like this power within herself, and she knows that it's her responsibility to create her own happiness. And so now that maybe she's feeling that way, she's like, okay, what's next for me? What's the next thing? And I think that is a companion for her. And that she feels like no matter how many goals that I set for myself, there's not one that's greater than love. No matter how many things I want to achieve in life, whatever plans I have, whatever career paths or monetary means of abundance or like anything in life, she knows that there's no greater goal to achieve or to have and feel successful than love. And she's known that that's always something that has been on her heart. So I do feel like from her perspective, she's trying to be more present, trying to be more grateful and thankful for any opportunity that is presented between the two of you for her to kind of jump on that. So like if there are opportunities to like a story, comment on a post of yours, or, reach out to you or whatever, like she's seeking these opportunities almost, I think, a little bit more with you. And yeah, I feel like she's feeling very clear. Like, I feel like she's seeing things positively. She's seeing things from a higher perspective or a higher vibration, frequency, whatever you want to call it. And I think that there's a lot of happiness that's coming from her. And I think honestly, if I remember correctly, I was picking up on like a more upbeat kind of like attitude about things in the channeled message that we did. I don't remember exactly, but I that feels familiar. And I remember feeling like she just wants to kind of stay in that place. So she also might be doing things throughout the day that kind of keeps her in a more like uplifted mentality. So that's how she's feeling about it, is she's, you know, actively looking for opportunities to connect with you. She's excited about, you know, what's to come here. You said she's been liking things and commenting publicly sporadically, but definitely more from her. So I think from this energy, the path that you can look down and say, okay, this is like my future, I think there will just be more and more momentum and progress here. I think you're just going to start to see more and more connection. Maybe right now it doesn't feel very consistent, but I think that with this energy we're talking about, this means we're bridging that gap. Like we are moving forward, and maybe she's just dipping her toes in right now, but eventually it's going to feel more and more. How does that make you feel? Does that feel good to you? Yay! It seems almost like you guys are kind of collaborating there, because you're feeling really good and she's feeling really good, and there's like that mirroring happening. Yeah, that's what it seems like. All right. So question 2. Is there anything specific she wants you to know at this time? All right. So, there's like a sense of encouragement that she wants you to feel from her to keep pursuing her. She wants you to know, keep keep it up. Your hard work is paying off. All of this persistent effort in me is going to be beneficial for us. So there's like this kind of like go ahead, this green light, if you will, where she's like, I want you to keep wanting me. I want you to keep pursuing me, and basically keep this up. I feel like she wants you to know that you are watering the flowers. She says she wants you to know you are enough for her. You are what she's looking for. I also feel like she's very drawn to your authenticity. I'm so sorry. There's like, I don't know how to explain it in a way that's like words can explain it, but if you are highly sensitive, which I think that she is very intuitive, you can kind of like tell when someone's not being straight with you. And it's not like they're doing anything that other people would pick up. It's just something that you just can tell. It's like, I feel like you're not telling me the whole truth. I feel like something's missing. Some kind of signal is telling me, this isn't it. This isn't real, right? You can tell. And for her, she never gets that feeling with you ever. Like never, ever, ever. And she's very drawn to that authenticity. Like she feels like she never has to question your motives or question your intentions through anything that you are doing. Okay. She might question your motives and intentions because she might be naturally fearful. She might question your motives and intentions because maybe she wants to make sure she's not putting herself in harm's way. This is the ego. Her intuition, her inner knowing has never questioned your motives or intentions. Either way, because of how you're showing up to her very often, authentically. And she's super, super into that. Like she wants you to know, like she's into it. She's into it. She's into you. He said you can read her, she can read you. Yeah. She appreciates your like love and care and attentiveness. She feels safe with you and she feels loved and cared for by you. Your patience and your space, essentially, like letting her have this breathing room, has allowed for so much healing for her, where you're not putting pressure on her, and that makes her feel really good. I also have like this feeling, because I pulled a Moonology card and I have full moon in Aries, and that card says like a fiery climax is approaching, and that's essentially a little bit what I was feeling in the last reading, is that things are just going to get more and more, and the momentum's just going to keep getting stronger, things are going to keep evolving, and it feels like something big is underway. Let's see. Is there anything else she wants to tell him? Expect powerful change and a powerful shift in the relationship. She wants you to know you're a lot closer to her than you realize. Like things are a lot closer to a relationship. Like essentially, like your first date or whatever is a lot closer than you think that it is. Like for you might be like, oh, how long am I going to be on this ride with her? Like, is it going to be months? Is it going to be years? Like, what's going to happen? But I feel like from her perspective, she's like, things are a lot more in reach than maybe you are thinking that it is. So maybe her intentions are to move this along a little faster than you and I know it to be. And I feel like it's important for you to hold the vision. I feel like your commitment to this could potentially be put to the test, but I wouldn't like fully walk away from this right now. Because I think, like I said, things are within reach. I think things are a lot closer than you think they are. And that may be some messages from her, maybe some messages from spirit. But either way, I feel like the general theme here is encouragement. She says she can't get enough of you. Let's see. She feels like she can be herself around you as well. She's still in recovery. She's still healing, but generally she's just very, very happy right now. She wants you to know she's very attracted to you and that she's working on herself, challenging herself to be a better person every single day. Have you sent her a voice note lately? Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure. Let me know if you have any questions about anything we talked about. She watched the story the day before of you talking. Yeah, she's like, there's something about your voice that's coming through again. Like, liking your voice, liking hearing you talk. It was the last thing she saw before she started traveling. Where is she at right now? Is she, like, what country is she in? Is she still in our country? Is she somewhere else? She took a girls' trip with some longtime girlfriends. Oh my god. She is like living the life. She is living the freaking life. I want to go to Greece so freaking bad. Santorini it looks insane. But that is the coolest thing ever. She maximizes her time. That is one thing that I admire about this girl, like, opposed to everything else that we've, come across to learn, is that she really knows how to maximize her time in her life and, like, really just kind of put herself out there to live these experiences, and that's so cool. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so happy for her. That is the coolest thing ever. Well, IJ, have fun following her journey. Hopefully she posts a lot of content. Thank you for your donations. You're proud of her. Thank you. And good night. Yes. Good night, IJ. I'll see you soon. Hi, T. Welcome in. How are you doing tonight? Wait, I know you. How are you? Well, your identity is safe with me, if that's what you want. Yep, same here. Just hanging out, living life. You know, these are gonna be like the next few busiest months of my life. Like, it's gonna be crazy. I don't see a break for me until like I don't even know. I don't know when it's ever going to happen. But as far as like a busy schedule, I think at least through the end of the year, it's going to be crazy. I know. Well, I hope you're doing good. I hope you and your little guy are doing okay. And your other little ones. Oh, they started school. Yeah. Yup. Yeah, it's going to be busy. I think these next couple months are going to fly by. Like it's going to all be a blur. So I'm just trying to stay very present and just be in the moment right now because every day is crazy. Oh my goodness. 1 year old. Okay, yeah, go ahead and post. All right, let's take a look here. Have you heard from him at all? I see the hostilities card. It hasn't come out of the deck, but it kind of feels a little turbulent still. We have third eye and crown chakra. That's indicating a very mental and emotional connection. Maybe not so much grounded. But do you still think and feel for each other like every single day? He loves you though, T. Like, I mean, whatever capacity he is able to love, because I do feel like certain people can only love to a certain extent. But I do feel like he loves you. Like, do some people know how to love or be loved? Not necessarily. But when he thinks of what love is, he thinks about you. When he thinks about, it's messed up the mental connection. Why do you say that? Just because of everything you guys have been through? Yeah. Yeah, but it's like it's all in the mind. It's all in the head. So I'm not seeing like vocal feelings or communication like being verbalized. I'm not seeing rooted or grounded energy. It's heavy on your mind, heart, and energy. Yeah, it's feeling like you're just wanting so much more than what he's willing to give to you. So the throat chakra, it's spirit is saying like his ability to verbalize to you how he's feeling. He's on a journey, a personal journey with that. It's like his throat chakra is blocked and he can't find the words and he can't tell you or something what he is feeling. I do think that the throat chakra has the ability for him to get activated. I do feel like he will, there's the potential there for him to like be more forthright and use his voice and communicate with you. However, they're saying like this is a process for him, and that's, I don't know. That's like to come later, I guess. Spirit saying like to be continued or whatever, to be determined. How is he feeling towards the connection? Like what I'm hearing, T, is that maybe you might get, like, if you think about your whole connection that you've had with him since the beginning, you might get little like flickers of communication from him where you're like, okay, so it is in there. Like you do have the potential to be this way, but it's inconsistent. It's like you're, imagine like when you're trying to light a fire, it's like a spark, but the fire doesn't actually show up. Like that's how I feel about his ability to show up for you, or his ability to communicate, is it's like he's trying to light it and there's like a little spark, but we're struggling to get the fire going. Yeah. Let's see. How does he feel towards her? We have the Three of Swords. So we have the Angel of Love, and the Door to Romance. So he is viewing you as, that love for him. Like he's saying, I guess, like if he were to compare you to anyone else, it's like you have his heart the most or something. Like you, I don't know. I feel like there's still this connection to you that like you guys are still family in a way. But at the same time, I pull the Three of Swords and the Devil, meaning that if he allows these things to keep getting in the way, if he allows the devil, quote unquote, to keep getting in the way of your connection, you guys will both just continue with a broken heart about this relationship. And it's like, I just feel like, and here's the thing, T, you don't check in with me very often, but why, whenever you check in, it feels like the energy is pretty much the same. Like, I'm not feeling that powerful shift where I would have liked for you guys to be after all this time. Like, I feel like this has just been going on for so long. And I was thinking, like, you don't come in here a lot. And so when you do get a reading and it's like feeling like nothing has changed, that must be really hard for you. I see here with the Two of Pentacles, just a lot of debating, Two of Swords. I feel like he needs to see you with another person. Like he needs to see another man show up and just be there for you. He's not rising to the occasion, and that is disheartening for you. It's almost like he feels like you're just going to keep waiting and waiting and waiting. Like he doesn't feel any pressure on him. So he just continues on life, like living. Your son is hard to care for. Does he have he has no contact with your son right now? Oh, okay. I That's not necessarily where I was going with that. I just kind of meant that I feel like there's like a very masculine, like daddy energy that I feel around you or want for you. Like I feel like this person would come in and be very much like protector, provider, like just very masculine energy, and I feel like Xavier needs to feel that he's being replaced, if that makes sense. Like, and so if posting a picture with another guy kind of lights a fire under his ass, then go for that. No context since last week, but I feel like he needs to feel like there's an alpha male that is coming in to take over, since he won't, like, and like a guy that has genuine interest in you to make him feel threatened, because the problem is that he doesn't feel the pressure right now. Okay, so like he needs to see this guy around you consistently for a while, you know? Like I kind of feel like he needs to feel like he's being kicked out. He needs to feel like he's being replaced. And if you start with a picture, and that kind of helps, then I think that's great. But I do feel like he needs to really feel threatened. Has he seen you with another guy before? Because if not, if this is like the first time he would see something like that, that might work. But I really feel like he needs to feel emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, feel like he's being removed and replaced by this other person. So you might raise his attention, okay, if you posted a picture. But it's almost like that can't be where it ends. There needs to be more to the story. You said, what if it goes in another direction? Yeah, well, if one picture of a man can scare him away, T, I feel like that kind of speaks volumes. You said your son's asleep. Don't wake him up. Yeah. Something has to shift this around, because like I said, his energy's, kind of stagnant, and I just feel like the barometer just moves little, and like just tiny bit, and I feel like he needs like a real awakening, okay? Because he doesn't feel any kind of pressure at all. He feels like you're just gonna wait and wait and wait and wait. And to be fair, you know, you kind of are slash you kind of have been, but I feel like you can change that. So yeah, overall, I feel like he feels like he has more time than maybe he actually does for whatever reason. I feel like he views you as his family. He views you as his main person. Um, can I ask why if he wait, can I ask why he was snooping on my Facebook last night? I wonder if he is coming here. Yeah, I mean, if you want to add on for that question, you can. So here's what I would do, T. I would do a mini reading for why he was snooping, and then I would do a yes no to see if he's coming or not. Because that like a yes no is pretty straightforward, and that's a more affordable reading. So if you want to add on for anything, just let me know. But yeah, we can shuffle because I'm just hanging out. I'll probably be here for another 30-40 minutes. Let's take a look at why he was snooping on Facebook. Ooh, he didn't think that you would find out. I feel like, I don't know, there's something here with the Seven of Swords. It's like he was trying to be like sneaky about it. He was trying to be stealthy or like not raise any kind of flags with you about this. So to him, maybe he thought, I don't know, because how do you know that he was snooping? Did he did like you get an alert or something? But either way, he thought he was being very nonchalant about it. He thought that he was kind of getting away with it. Oh shit, maybe he didn't. Oh no. You've seen him on your stories. Oh my god. You know what it's reminding me of, T? You know what it's reminding me of? Like, do you remember like back in the day, or even I mean, it used to be like a bigger thing than it is now, but like, okay, if you were on Instagram and like, let's just say like you were going deep in the archives, okay? So you were trying to like, I don't know, I'm trying to think. Like, let's just say your best friend was dating a guy and has a new girlfriend, okay? And you were snooping on this girlfriend's page for your friend. and you were like deep, 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 deep in the archives, okay, and you accidentally liked a post, but then immediately you would unlike it, but it would still send a notification to that person. That's what this is kind of reminding me of, is that I think he thought he was being sneaky, and then he's like, oh shit, she can see that I saw. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it was not intentional for you to find out that he that he was looking at your shit. Like, that was not intentional for him. um he was definitely trying to kind of keep this under wraps. There's a lot of energy of like, I feel like he was doing this in the privacy of his own place as well, like maybe missing you, and like it feels like he was doing this when he was alone as well, because I have the hermit, and that's very isolated energy, and the four of pentacles is here, meaning like very reserved. He was trying to kind of keep it to himself that he was doing this, so there may have been some kind of curiosity. I think that he can be jealous with you as well. Like, he may not show it very often, but I think he likes keeping tabs on you and seeing what you're up to. So you might be onto something about him freaking out over seeing you with a picture of you with someone, because I think that he uses social media as a way to kind of keep in touch with you, or not with you directly, like communication, but like keep tabs on you. Like, he's trying to see what you're up to, see what's going on, and try to get as much information as he possibly can. And I have noticed that with social media being such a thing, and like especially super heightened between like 2015, 2021, or maybe even before then, maybe even like 2010 to 2021, there's like a whole decade where men, especially boys, would utilize social media as a way to keep tabs on someone so that they didn't actually have to interact with them and put themselves out there and actually be a gentleman and actually pursue the relationship. They just had like these people they would just kind of keep tabs on via social media. So I like personally feel either you utilize that to your advantage because he's very jealous, and make it worse for him, make it harder for him, or I just wouldn't post literally at all. You got to either go full on making his head spin and going crazy, or not posting at all, because basically what we want is him to not have any information about you at all, so that way he's forced to communicate with you, or you're posting so much stuff that he's getting consumed with it and he's like, what the hell is happening? I need to communicate with her. But if you're just posting like little things here and there, nothing really scandalous, he's just chilling. He's just chilling in the background. So T, the main thing I will say is I feel like he's doing it to keep tabs on you. There is this level of jealousy underneath that, and making sure that no one's trying to take his woman, even though he can't claim you. And then second of all, he was trying to do this very low key, like he did not want anyone to find out. And I think he kind of messed up when he started looking at your stories. And at that point, the cat was out of the bag. It is what it is. And he's just like, fuck it. She's going to see that I saw. So it is what it is. But I think that there's a little bit in there missing you, a little bit jealousy, and a little bit mostly wanting to keep up with your life via social media and see what you're up to without having to communicate with you directly. So my advice would be to like give him something to freak out about, or give him nothing, because I think both of those things will force communication from him. Yeah. T, let me know if there's anything else you wanted to add on for, if that answers your questions. Yay! You're very welcome, T. Glad we could chat tonight. Oh, I saw you said I got the screenshots. That's funny. Yeah, I think you need to give him something to worry about. Whichever direction you go. But thank you so much. It was really good seeing you. I hope you have a good rest of your night. It's all going to work out the way it's supposed to. But if it doesn't work out with him, there's definitely someone else out there for you that is going to give you everything you want. And it's going to be so easy. You too. Well, I always say talk soon, but I don't know with you if that's the case. But I'll see you when I see you. Have a good night. Hey Pisces, welcome in.
No.
Did they kill you?
Yeah, I was talking about their grenade. He saw me, and then I just said, "Woohoo!" He died.
Got it. I see for a mini reading. What can I do for you? An old friend named Terrence opened up after 20 years, expressed that he was in love with you. Oh my gosh, that's such a long time. He wanted to continue talking, but days into it, he mentioned intimacy. Okay. I felt it was too soon, and I believed his intentions weren't good, and I ended the conversation and blocked him. Okay. Got it. This is a longtime friend. How is he doing since you did that? Wondering how he's feeling due to your actions. Okay, let's see. Well, first I want to confirm were his intentions pure. Because I'm kind of getting the spidey sense that I agree with you, to be honest. Okay, so I do have the 10 of Pentacles and the 9 of Swords. So I want to tell you that I don't think he was necessarily lying about having feelings for you for a long time, or at least having interest in you for a long time. Because 10 of Pentacles talks about like long-term connections. However, as a yes or no question, the 9 of Swords does tell me that these weren't the most pure. And I do agree with your decision to kind of cut things off. The fact that he felt comfortable enough to speak like this with you, especially after, not talking for a long time or whatever it was, or just like, everything being really, really new, and then him jumping right into it, you have to question like what the ulterior motive was. You have to kind of think to yourself, like, what was this about? Now, I don't necessarily think he was lying about long-term interest in you. Maybe at one point he felt he was in love with you. I don't think that he's been in love with you for 20 years. I don't think that. I think you can possess and carry residual feelings for someone for a long time, but I don't think that there was like active in love emotions, okay, over that period of time. How is he feeling since she did this? Guilt. He's feeling guilt. How is he feeling since she did this? Lacking self-esteem. He's feeling rejected. His pride is hurt. Yes, Pisces. I think he jumped the gun with that. I think he was asking for a little bit too much, more than what he should have been for the time. It feels felt a little forced, felt a little pressured. And not only that, but here's the thing. In my opinion, Pisces, when someone is pursuing you romantically, if they're the ones putting pressure on the connection, like, I'm the one that's been in love with you. I've been in love with you for a million years. I'm just now confessing that to you. Like, I've been interested in you for a very long time. I want to see you. I want to take you out. All of that stuff, like if he's the one putting the pressure on the connection, it should never be his decision about intimacy. Obviously, it should be mutually consenting, but the intimacy factor of the connection should have always been initiated by you, not by him. Because that's almost coming across, and maybe he's not meaning it to be this way, but it's coming across predatory. Okay? It's like he's forcing all of his will and desires onto you. And you're like, I'm not even the one who opened the dialogue here. Like, you're the one that is like pursuing me, but you have the audacity to try to open this up and speak about things in a sexual direction. Like, I don't know, if you had told him you had feelings for him, okay, and you wanted to pursue a connection with him, and he said, wow, I never knew that. That's cool. I do want to see you. I do want to spend time with you. I agree. And then he was the one then to show you physical interest. Then it's kind of balanced. But I don't like this whole everything coming from his side and almost using this long-term interest as like an advantage and then putting you in an uncomfortable non-consenting position. That feels a little forced, it feels a little much, it feels a little uncomfortable. He was like, I want to continue to talk, I want to see you. So why does that feel so uncomfortable? Like, that's too much pressure. It's like, if you are the one pursuing me, it is not up to you to decide when, how, where we become sexual. If we even do, that's up to me to decide, okay? Because you're the one pursuing me. So for him, I do think he recognizes his fault. He does take the blame in this situation. I think that your rejection has wounded him. It has hit his self-esteem and it has hit his pride, but he feels more in the wrong and more guilty for how things went, meaning that there could be some level of regret that maybe he delved into this a little bit too fast, a little bit too soon. I feel like he feels that he ruined it. Yeah, I can imagine that that's how you felt. I would feel the same way. You're welcome, Pisces. Hey, honey. The bathroom door is a little. Hey, Cindy. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so it looks like it came through and you wanted a mini reading. That sounds great. Just let me know what your question is, okay? Oh, it's all good. No worries. And I remember you, and I know you got readings from me before, but I don't always remember the readings that I do, which is fine because then that kind of clears the energy and I can see what's going on here. All right, Cindy. Hmm. I feel like with this person, you have like third party energy. Okay. So what this could mean is that you're 1 foot out the door of this connection, or potentially he is. That could be an interpretation. But also this could mean that we're allowing for external influences to come in between us. So he could have like his boy, for example. Hey Virgo, he could have his boy, all right? Like trying to direct his life essentially, or he could have a family member giving too much input into your connection. Or maybe you could potentially have that situation happening for you. So if you're wanting to know like an energy update, it feels like to me whatever has been going on is going to continue to go on. I have the Emperor here. So Nothing has changed for him. His perspective has not changed. The Emperor is very stubborn, very stoic, not going to really let on what they're thinking or how they feel. Not really want to even acknowledge feelings, period, because it's a very masculine energy. But the Emperor is very rooted, very grounded in place, which tells me that his feelings for you, his thoughts of you are just unchanged, meaning that he's no different than maybe the last time you got a reading. I feel like from his perspective, there is some desire to still kind of continue this with you. I have the Seven of Pentacles, which talks about investment and wanting to invest in a connection. However, I feel like he also is acknowledging that there's a lot of different ways that this can go. So I don't think he is like sure, or he's, what is the word? Not sure, but I guess in his mind he's trying to be realistic. That's more like it. And being very aware of like the different outcomes that could possibly happen between the two of you. So he might have an egg or two in your basket, and he might have an egg or two in potentially a future where you guys are not together. You know, I think he's kind of in this place of deliberation and contemplation. To kind of just bottom line this reading, I don't think he's given up on you, but I do feel like he's not very hopeful that this is going to work out 100%. I think he like is trying to be practical here. He's trying to be realistic that this may not be the thing that works out. You guys are not in contact. Okay. Yeah, I think the trajectory is going to be like, this is how it continues for a little while. Let me know, Cindy, if you wanted to add on for anything else. It's clear. Okay. Cindy, thank you for stopping in. It was good seeing you. All right, so we've got, you're welcome, Cindy. A love spread, a in-depth general, and an in-depth actions. Okay, got it. Just give me a few minutes. I need to step away from my computer, but I will be back and we'll get started. If you want, since I know what we're doing, you don't like have to hang out if you don't want to. Or if you're going to step out of the room, I can message you on Instagram and let you know when we're about to get started so you can come back in. I just need a few minutes. I hope that's okay. But yeah, I've got them all here. All right, cool. Thank you, Virgo. I'll be back soon. As soon as I can. Hey, Virgo, I am back. Let me know if you're still in the room. Oh, he reached out? Oh, I thought you weren't going to hear from him right away. That is... I suppose I thought maybe you could hear from him, but I remember saying it wasn't going to be like very involved, but I don't know. The face, the emoji you're sending is concerning me. Oh, wait, we're talking about someone else. Okay, never mind, Virgo. I got so confused. There's someone that you ask about pretty often, and for some reason I thought we were talking about that person, but we're not. I realize now. Okay. I see where we're at. Sorry, I got a little confused. All right, let's do that love spread for you.
There were times where that, he was literally drowned. Zach actually died of his death in Mexico.
Hey, welcome back. I was about to send you your timestamp. I see. I see. Okay, and it's funny that you're saying like sentimental in quotations. Meaning like, are you not seeing past the BS at this point, it seems. I honestly think that this connection is very grueling for you, and to be honest, I don't know if it's something you're 100% open in. It's like, on one hand, I know that you're feeling like, oh, it's nice to hear from him because, you know, it just is, and you can't really explain why that feels nice. But at the same time, then it's like, but why does this have to be so complicated? And so hearing from him is validating, but also it can be kind of annoying at the same time. Okay. For how he feels about you, we have the 10 of Wands. I definitely feel like he feels responsible for carrying this relationship. I think he is getting the signals that you are kind of giving up on it. Whether or not that will hold true forever, I feel like he knows that he's the one that has to put the work into this. I do see here with the 7 of Wands overcoming challenges. Maybe he's feeling like you are becoming a challenge for him, or this connection is becoming a challenge in the sense that he feels like odds are stacked against you guys. But this card does come with a sense of overcoming that challenge. So that tells me that he's still motivated when it comes to you. What you want, we have as the Star. I think really you just want to delve into your feminine energy. I think you just want to be the one that's being pursued. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, F it. Like, I feel like you're in that place where you just are really not about giving more of yourself to him and just letting him do all of the work. For what he wants, we have the Knight of Wands. So he's definitely in a more impulsive energy. With that being said, it makes sense that he would reach out and contact you because he's just following urges and impulses right now, and wanting to connect with you. This could also indicate a spark or an excitement to reconnect with you and talk to you again. Just rolled your eyes. Yeah. I had a feeling that was the case because you're kind of like, it's validating, but also why? Like, the biggest eye roll. For what brings you together and pulls you apart. You guys work best when there is mutual pursuing. That is a strength for you guys. Like, when you both are in it just as much as the other person is, that's your sweet spot. It's the timing that I think you keep getting away from with the Page of Swords. Is like, you want it, maybe he pulls back, he wants it, you pull back. It's like you guys can't ever find that like middle ground where you're both just actively pursuing each other. And I do think that you hit that from time to time. And I think that's when you guys are in that stride of like communicating, making plans to see each other. But it's like a double-edged sword, because I feel like it's not what is the word, sustainable. Okay, so that makes it really hard for your connection to be prolonged. The energy around the relationship, we have Judgment. So this would be him coming through to try to offer you clarity, maybe apologize to you, maybe try to make you feel like he is aware of his discrepancies. maybe wanting to even make it up to you a little bit, like him just basically coming with some kind of offer or effort. And that's based around, please forgive me, like, can we reconnect? For what's hidden, we have the Six of Cups, which is reconciliation, wanting to reconnect with you. So from his perspective, there is a desire to maybe try to reunite with you, but maybe from your response, maybe he feels like you're not interested in that. I'm not sure. Will the relationship be successful? I do have the Four of Wands, which does, of course, say, per usual, that there is potential for success here. But, we also understand the histories. And the bottom of the deck is the Five of Cups, which is disappointment. So it's like, there's always going to be potential here. There's always going to be like, you guys are a good match for each other in a lot of ways. It's just great matches don't always make great life partners. You can there could always be someone that may be a better fit for you. You put a boundary. I think this just motivated him maybe to work even harder, to be honest. I think time will tell, but regardless, in his mind, he feels like it's his job to fix this. Now, when is that going to happen? I don't necessarily know, but he does feel like the ball is in his court and he's not sensing any kind of reciprocation from you in terms of like, you're not going to be putting yourself out there anymore. Let's look at the general really quickly. Yeah, I get it. I understand it. But that could be, I know this sounds totally crazy, but that could be why he's pursuing you right now, because there's an energetic drawback. You're distancing yourself energetically. He's sensing that. He may not be able to put his finger on it. He may not be able to say, like, I can tell you don't want this anymore. He might not be able to put his finger on why he's feeling this way, but I notice that a lot of times people will come back around when they feel like you found someone new, or that your feelings are no longer placed on them anymore, or they're feeling some kind of energetic distance. That's why women always say there's like this phenomenon that whenever they're moving on, or that they're life is finally like better and they're finally kind of like over it and moving on, that's when he comes back around. I swear to you, there's something to that. And I think it has to do with energy in the collective consciousness. And there's like this alert system, I think, like, hey, bro, she's slipping away from you. You better come back around again. So I definitely feel like there's something to that. And maybe because you are losing interest or have lost interest, that could be what's pushing him to kind of move forward. All right, so let's pull some cards for general real quick. So I see you kind of taking a shot at maybe passion projects. Like there's like an upcoming desire to kind of do something that feels like a passion for you or something very exciting for you. Trying something new is what it feels like. And I don't think you've done this before, or if you have, it's more like you're still kind of a novice at it, because with the Two of Swords in this deck, it shows someone who's blindfolded, but they're hitting the target. Even though they can't see where they're going, or they can't see where their shot is like heading towards, for some reason they're nailing it. And so it makes me feel like there's some type of uncertainty with this passion project, or some kind of desire to do something, start something new. But you can't see that it's going to be good for you, but you're nailing it. Like you're hitting the target every time. So this could be taking up a new hobby, a new sport. It could be putting more effort into something exciting. It could have something to do with being a parent, the connection that you have with your child. It could be an adoption of a new child. It could be adoption of a pet. It could be really just essentially what's on your heart and something that you're very excited about or excited to do. But again, it feels like this is still going to be a new experience for you. So, for example, it could be, I decided I want to homeschool my kid. My child is my passion. I don't really know what I'm doing. I've never done this before, but it's on my heart and it's something that I want to try. Or it could be coaching your child's like sport that they play, or it could be taking up something that you've always been interested in, like painting or wheel throwing or something along those lines. Or maybe you want to play a sport and you want to try that. Or if it is something you have done before, it might have been a long time since you've done it, or it might be something that you've done maybe once, but you still feel pretty new at it. That's basically like the theme here, is picking up this hobby or we'll call it a passion project, because it's not necessarily a hobby, but it could be qualified as that. I also feel like you're not wasting time with pages and nights anymore. This is not child's play for you when it comes to your love life. You are really just not interested in putting any kind of attention into something that's not being returned to you tenfold. I feel like you're saying to yourself, I don't subscribe to that. Like, I just I'm not interested. It's not interesting. I don't want it. So basically, come as a king, come correct, or don't come at all is kind of the vibe that I'm feeling. I feel like you maybe are tired of making connections with people and feeling like it's falling flat and it's not necessarily going anywhere, or the universe takes it away from you, or something like that happens. So what I'm feeling like is you are still going to put yourself out there. You're still willing to do that. But the second that you get any kind of indication that this is not it, you're not going to keep spending time pursuing that. I feel like there's a season coming for you of a glow up. I do feel like it's physical, but it could also and or be mental for you. But I think it's physical. And the reason I say that is because the strength card is here, and that's very Leo energy. So Leo's kind of like takes the spotlight. Okay. So this could be people feeling very drawn to you over the next couple of months. This could be a change in your appearance, the way you style yourself, the way you put yourself together. This could be like a complete overhaul of your appearance where, I mean, people can take this as far as an interpretation as having some kind of cosmetic surgery, or something as simple as switching up your style of makeup, if that makes sense. So it can be anywhere in between, but essentially it's you kind of honing your power. I'm hearing Lilith, so I think maybe kind of getting into that like feminine, but almost like in a seductive, dark kind of way. Lilith brings out all of your, like, I guess, inner seduction and inner feminine energy, but almost like in a femme fatale kind of way. So that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting, is that you're kind of being more, I don't know, honing that energy, essentially coming across a certain way. You might be like catering to your birth chart, for example, when it comes to appearance. Do you have anything in Leo? Do you have anything in the 5th house? What planets are there? Do you dress for your rising or style your hair for your Venus? Do you, like, I almost feel like, you know, are you playing a little bit more into where your Lilith is in Leo? Shut up. Shut up. That's so crazy. That is so crazy. Okay. It's so wild when that happens. It like kind of gives me the chills a little bit. Okay. So, yes, I was talking about that Leo spotlight energy, and I was saying I was hearing Lilith. So, maybe delving a little bit more into that vibe, okay? Pulling out your seductive parts of yourself, all right? Lilith is also really great for divine feminine energy. So let me just pull this up real quick. So Lilith in Leo represents a powerful, charismatic personality marked by a strong ego, dramatic flair, often manifesting as powerful, which I was talking about, like honing that power, sometimes imitating presence that thrives in the spotlight. And I literally use that word. So it's definitely giving that kind of, you know, unabashed, confident self-expression. You know, it's Lilith paired with Leo is like, I don't mind being watched, I don't mind you looking at me, and, you know, maybe coming across a little bit more intense, but that's part of the allure, I suppose you could say. So just like delving into your uniqueness and channeling that darker energy. And when I say dark, I don't mean evil. I hope you know that. I just mean Lilith just really, she's like feminine rage and sensuality and liberation and things like that. So it's just like really tapping into like ancestry. Okay. You said your rising is in Capricorn, so maybe it's your Lilith. That's so cool. It's funny because I'm tall as hell. And I do have big hair right now. I'm definitely going to keep the big hair. That's very, very much a Leo quality. So if that's your vibe and like you're loving that, keep doing that. All right, so let's take a look at your last question for me. We have, okay, September actions. Yay, that's perfect. Oh, that's so crazy. So here's the thing, Virgo, is I pulled up a image of Lilith when I was like looking up Lilith and Leo. And what's really wild about it is that there's she wears horns, okay? And that's very earth energy. If you think Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, they all are horns. So like the earth horns, basically. So if you look up a picture of Lilith, it almost looks like she might be the embodiment of like an earth sign as well. I'm not saying that that's the case astrologically. I'm just saying visually that's what it looks like to me, because I don't think there's another sign out there besides the earth signs that have horns associated with them. So maybe we are tapping into something. Maybe it is your Lilith and Leo, but also you're rising in Capricorn. So maybe you could do like a mix of it all. T's been quiet. Yeah, I agree, Virgo. Okay, so I don't know if you missed it or not, but when you were asking for the love spread on the first person for a second, I thought we were talking about T. And I remember going, he reached out to you. I was like, I did not think that was going to happen. And then I realized, oh, wait, we're talking about someone else. So yes, I'm not surprised that he has not reached out to you. I didn't really feel like that was going to be happening anytime soon. Like I said, if it is or if it does, it felt very limited in conversation. Your 8th house in Scorpio, that's even darker, girl. Think of like a Scorpio rising, how they come across. They're like very into the occult and like darker energies and things like that. So that's kind of wild. Hey, Techie. Yeah. Sorry, friend. I got to sign off here soon. I've been on for almost 3 hours. But I'll be back tomorrow night if you want to try then. We're working on Virgo's last question right now. Thanks, Techie. I hope you have a good night. T's actions. So, Virgo, I feel you giving up and I feel you pulling away, but he's still showing me Empress. He's still showing me 10 of Pentacles and the Lovers and 2 of Cups. I mean, here's the thing. If you had not told me anything about your connection, all right? If you had said, like, if I didn't know anything about this person, I would literally think that he thought you were the one for him. Okay? So when the Empress comes through, very much feels like his ideal match. Like he views you as like superior to anyone else. And like very much girlfriend slash fiance slash wife material. The 2 of Cups talks about connections and relationships and wanting to spend as much time together as possible. The Lovers is that like ideal person for you. It's the perfect match. It talks about compatibility and harmony. The Lovers also signifies that, you know, you have a choice to make because it's Gemini, and Gemini's very indecisive energy, but it indicates that like you have a lot of love for this person And Seven of Pentacles is like he wants to keep investing in this. And Ten of Pentacles means he's not going anywhere. It means that, you know, there might be a temporary pause, but he sees like that this, or he hopes at least that like you guys can come back around again. You think you're just dissatisfied with everyone. Maybe it's your shitty energy right now. I'm in my cocoon. Also think I'm sad he left. That makes sense. I understand being sad. But what I want to like talk about is the Two of Swords always comes up in your readings, and it's with this specific deck that it does, and it talks about still wanting to give this a shot. Okay, we talk about this Two of Swords a lot with you. It's the card of indecision. It is the card of overthinking, but with this energy in this specific deck, it makes me feel like I don't know what's going to happen, but I want to try anyways. Okay. So I feel like as far as actions in September, you will hear from him. Speaking of September, it's September today, where I'm at. I can't believe August is already over. You know, there will be some kind of contact in September. I don't think he necessarily wants to leave you hanging forever. I do think that this is a connection that he wants to repair. And I think it's a connection that he does want to pursue at some point. But I remember saying that he still needs to get acclimated. And that is going to be his priority. I know. When is the first day of fall? So here's the thing. I think that he is going to make contact. I think he wants you to feel like he hasn't forgotten about you. He wants to make sure that you know that he has not completely exited this connection. So therefore, I do feel like communication happens in September. And this is not in a vindictive kind of way. He's not trying to like keep you on the hook or lead you on or whatever. This is basically him genuinely saying like, I'm trying to make sure you know I haven't forgotten about you. You know, there could be some effort from his end, or maybe even like a surprise from him where you unexpectedly hear from him or get something from him. I don't think he's walked away. I don't think he's let go of these feelings either. And what's really interesting is that my ego wants to say, oh, he's done. You know, like I'll shuffle the cards, and in my ego, I'm like, how is this going to work? Like, how are they going to make this work? But then I pull the cards and I see his energy, and I'm like, he's not finished here. There's definitely more to explore from his perspective. I think he just feels very, very strongly like the timing is just awful. I think that he really wishes that he could have just gotten all of this taken care of first and then pursued you after the fact. So that way it's like this guilt that he has that he just doesn't want to put you through all of this trouble. Like, I feel like he feels like he's coming in and just making a mess of everything and dragging you down and dragging you into all of this indecision and uncertainty. And I feel like he feels like he's making this harder for you or making this worse for you. So he kind of wishes that either you guys had met like a year ago and really had established something like profound. Therefore, you guys knew that you would want to work through this. Or he wishes that you could have met after. Like he could have moved, done his thing, and then maybe when he came back and visited, you know, and he had his life all worked out, then he could have come back and visited and potentially met you at that time. And then said, you know what, this may be long distance, but I really like you, and I'm pretty established in my life now and my career, and I would like to dedicate a lot of time to pursuing this connection with you. I just feel like he feels like when you guys connected the recent time, it's like he just put you in this very like impossible place where he felt like he was letting you down, disappointing you, not able to really guarantee anything. And I feel like he's just like, I want her to be better for knowing me, but I don't want to make her life harder. So if there comes a point in time where I'm just dragging her down and like she's having a hard time dealing with this and I'm not making her life better, if that time comes, then I think I should bow out. But I don't think personally he wants to do that. Bottom line, September brings communication. It's maybe even some kind of like fun, flirty type of communication where you guys will be able to see that there's still some chemistry here. In a more grander interpretation of this, he might surprise you or send you something like flowers or a letter or something kind of romantic in the mail. But there does feel like some type of romance connected to this communication. Yeah, it makes sense. Oh, you said you don't want to be left hanging like you know who does. Yeah, he kept saying he felt bad. It makes sense that he felt bad. Like I definitely feel that. I feel that he feels like the timing just couldn't have been worse. Like he's like, I just don't want to drag her through this. You said you hope so. He said he'll be here in September. Oh, okay. So he's already planning a trip back this month. That makes sense. He's just really sweet, and that's what I like about him the most. You know, Virgo, I feel like whatever is meant to be will be. I'm always a believer in that. We can't rush time. We can't rush things. Things are going to happen the way that they are going to. I feel like you met this person for a reason. We don't know what that reason is just yet. However, I do feel like, you know, we will find out eventually. We will understand what the purpose of this was. Okay. With the other person we talked about earlier today, maybe it's a learning lesson. I also feel, Virgo, that a lot of the times, which is really interesting to me, you seem to find people who are far away from you, like distance wise. It's like now you found someone that's close proximity to you and then they move away. And I just wonder what that is. Like, I wonder what that is. Like, is it because you're trying to manifest like a move? Like, are you wanting to like go somewhere and you're hoping that the love you find is far away from where you currently are? Are you finding yourself in these positions with these patterns because maybe some part of you feels like you're not meant for closer proximity love? Like, it just, because I do believe that our exterior world is reflection of our inner world. So it makes me wonder how this keeps happening, and maybe that's something to kind of think about. Oh, you have a lot of ninth house. Yeah, ninth house is the natural Sag placement, so that makes a lot of sense. Sag is like the archer, always wants to fly forward and travel. Do you have any like love planets there? Do you have Jupiter or Venus? Those are benefics. Your Venus is in the ninth house. Yeah. So it's like you just keep finding yourself in these relationships that are requiring you to travel to them. Now, I also want to kind of reiterate before I let you go that our birth chart is not meant to control us or dictate our lives. We can grow out of our birth chart, and a lot of things that people don't really express is that you're meant to and that you should. And if people are like, oh, well, I'm this way because this is this placement and this is in this house and etc., etc., it's supposed to give you an understanding of the life events and the things that might be happening in your life. And it's supposed to give you a place to come back to when you're looking at transits and understanding how different things might affect you personally. But at the same time, your birth chart, if you're just talking about the birth chart specifically, that is all information from when you were born. Okay. Think about how many years later that is. For me, that's 36 years. That's 36 of life that I have lived. I can't possibly be content to think that I would be the same exact person that my birth chart says I was 36 years ago. So just because your Venus is in your ninth house, that might explain a lot for you, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to dictate how all of your love is going to go. So I just want you to remember that. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad that I said that, especially if you didn't know that, because, we've got to take into consideration that the birth chart is just a reflection of us and who we were the moment we were born. And we are meant to grow and evolve and have experiences that might change the way it's reflected. Now, I do feel like your birth chart explains a lot about who you are fundamentally, and that will never ever go away because that's your blueprint. That's who you are. But let's just say a transit is showing that your Venus is in the 4th house or the 5th house of home and family. Okay? So let's just say next January, let's just say in a couple of months, your Venus is transiting your home house, your home life. That might mean that you have a higher chance and increase of meeting someone near where you live and someone that's interested in being closer to you in your love life. So don't just take your birth chart into consideration. Take in mind transits. When is the best time for me to meet someone that's not living far away from me, that isn't planning on moving anytime soon? When is that Venus and Sag in the 3rd or 4th house? When does that happen? You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm learning a lot about astrology too, but you definitely should look at transits for sure. So definitely figure out where, when Venus is in the 4th house, because the 4th house is more specifically about, it's related to home and emotional security. And it's along your IC, your Inum Coli. So that is, if you imagine like a compass, your 4th house is along the southern border, and that talks about roots. It talks about foundational security, because if you imagine, the south is like the root chakra. So if you can find out when your Venus is transiting your 4th house next, that might give you some good dates to go, you know what, maybe I can find someone during this time that is not going to be far away from me. So anyways, that's what I wanted to leave you with, Virgo. Definitely would be great to get a reading with an astrologer that could look into that for you as well. And I think you could even look it up yourself too. So thank you so much for your donations tonight. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Whenever that is, I will talk to you then, okay? Good night.